So here I am. Okay, so I'm going to present indeed also outreach for Gaia, and to understand why I'm also here next to Stefan, I'll explain a little bit the groups that are involved in creating outreach for Gaia. So this is one element is the work package on outreach from the Gaia consortium, but another element is the outreach that is performed by the ESA Gaia team, which I'm responsible for, and then of course we also have the ESA communications group, which produces outreach, and the three groups we work very closely together, and we perform a lot of activities together. So in general, we produce outreach material for Gaia, like videos and stories and animations, but also exhibits. And in specific for the Gaia data releases, we do a lot of organizational work as well to get the data release ready and to make it explainable to the community and to the public. And for this, we develop material and we write stories, but we organize events for the data release, and we make sure that all the groups are informed of what's going on and what's coming out and what's going to happen. So that's a little bit in short. So what happens if someone, like an author from a paper that has a nice result coming out from the Gaia mission, so this person has used some Gaia data in his research, and he wants to, or she wants to, put it out for outreach. So they contact us on the Gaia help desk, and then from the ESA Gaia team, we check the proposal that comes in, and then if we think it's a suitable research that would appeal to the general public, then we make a proposal for the ESA communications team, and then ESA communications will look at it and decide if they want to go through with that or not. And if they go through with it, they will do all the preparation for the story and then publish it on ESA Int-Gaia. But if they decide not to go through with it, then it comes back to the ESA Gaia team, and then we decide if it's suitable for the scientific community. And then if we think, yeah, then we'll prepare the story together with the consortium or the authors of the paper, and then it comes out as a Gaia Image of the Week story on Gaia Cosmos. But sometimes we have to say no to proposals, and this happens for various reasons. For example, we might be too busy, like at this moment, sometimes we're being contacted to produce material for DR2 or EDR3 results, so from the existing releases, but at the moment we're too busy for that. We're fully booked for preparing material for our upcoming release, so we have to say no for that. Sometimes we just have had a lot of stories already on streams, and we don't want to do another story on streams, but rather on something else. So we need some more variety, or it could be too niche or so. But another reason is it could also be that it's too close to the publication date, because a lot of the paper authors contact us only after their paper is accepted for publication, which leaves us often with less than a week or so to react. So this is basically almost impossible for us to react on. And we can only really do that if the person already has a very nicely described release from their institute or so. But even then, it's very tight. So the best approach is when people are still drafting their paper, so they know they might potentially have a very exciting result coming out. And of course, it's very hard to judge that. You don't know that you're still writing the paper, but it's good to involve us very early on. And then if you're still working on the paper, it's not even accepted yet. It's good to put an outreach proposal in, and then we have time to review it and to see if we can produce it for, if we can take it a step further to produce some general outreach material with ESA communications from that. So where can you find outreach resources? I think Stefan also explained this. So we have various locations where you can find them. There's the general ESA website, so ESA Int and ESA Science Communications websites, but there's also this website, Gaia Cosmos. So the contents on this page, I'm responsible for that. This page, the targeted audience is the scientific community. So you will find here material which sometimes is more targeted to astronomers itself, or scientists at least. But there's also some material that is produced for children, for education, for general public outreach. We try to gather that. We don't always have enough time make the most up-to-date summaries, but we try our best to at least give you some handles to find it. There's also, of course, some scattered resources at various DPAC institutes that have local websites for the Gaia mission and have done a wonderful job preparing material. So it's also worth to look through those pages if you're looking for material, and they're linked from they're here available here, but you can find them also under resources on Gaia Cosmos. So then I would like to show you some hidden treasures that maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't. So I would like to just highlight a few of them. There's obviously a lot more, but you might not have seen this one. So this image is actually a poster, and we will have these posters most probably at EES meetings. So if you're interested to get one, come by at the ESA stand and grab one. And this poster is actually there's a background story coming with it, which explains the stellar catalogs and the astrometry through the ages. So it's very suitable for educational purposes, and it's actually also been sonified. So I haven't added all of them here, but I will start now the sonification of the Hipparchus stellar catalog, so from the Greek time. I hope the sound is not too weird. But so it's like calm, and it's not too many stars yet. But there's also sonification from the Hipparchus mission, which already had many more stars. And I'm going to start it now, and you can actually download these sonifications from the ESA SoundCloud channel, which also contains lots of sonifications from other missions on other space material which you might be interested in. So this is now the Hipparchus satellite mission, the stellar catalog. So you can hear it's a lot more busy already. There's a lot more happening there already. There's a pity there's not actually a Gaia sonification there, but I imagine that if we would have that, it would be like like very loud. So maybe it's for the best. I don't know. Okay, so then moving on, there's actually this Gaia Stellar Family Portrait. This was created for Gaia Data List 2, and it's to be found on the Science Communication website. And it's an application that if you go there, you can actually scroll through the page. So you start scrolling and then you move down, and you will see things happening while you scroll down. It's nice for educational purposes, and you can explain a little bit how. So it will move back down, and we'll explain a little bit more on some clusters that were part of one of the papers of Gaia Data List 2. So here you can see that, and you can actually select certain clusters, and they will be highlighted on the screen. And you can move back to all the clusters and keep scrolling down, and then you will see that it will sort by color. The glitch is because I was like trying to tape this. And then it is sorted again, and then you create the Hirschsprung-Russell diagram. And still here you can be like selecting a specific clusters if you want to. And then you can keep scrolling down, and you will see like the main sequence highlighted, the red giants highlighted, and also then the white dwarfs highlighted. And then we keep scrolling down, and you can see now the stars evolve over time and see how they go through their life cycle, and still keep selecting all kinds of clusters on the way, if you like. So this is actually an application that can be found from the ESA Int website on Gaia. And it's also linked from the Gaia Data List 2 overview page, if I'm correct. So if you haven't seen it yet, go and try to find it. There's some other material out there that maybe some people haven't seen, especially this one, for example. There's some Gaia Tier 2 virtual reality resources. I'm going there now just to show you. It's something that you can use with Google Cardboard, where you can use it with your smartphone or your tablet. And if you have kids look at it, you will be able to look at it when you move your screen, it will show you that area of the sky, and it's all around you, so you can just have a good look at the Gaia Milky Way in this way. It's very, you know, low profile, because you can just do this with your smartphone or a tablet or so in the classroom or so. It's mostly inspirational, and it's Gaia DR2 based, but it's still, you know, super awesome to look at, and it's in very much detail, so it's very nice. Then there's this exhibit that also Stefan already highlighted. This was made by the University of Barcelona, and it's available in multiple languages. And let's hope, I lost my cursor, and let's hope that that we can create one additional poster for Gaia Data List 3 to make the set complete.
Tineke, you muted yourself again. Sorry.
I lost my cursor. Okay, so now we're back here. This is one of the other hidden treasures. It's actually a video that we created already with Gaia Data List 2, but this one was made again for Gaia Early Data List 3, and it shows you the formation of the HR diagram. So we start from the sun and then we move out, and then you will see a sample. And we try, when we create material for Gaia data releases, we try to make this available under the Creative Commons license, which is a share alike license, which makes it more easy for people to reuse material in classrooms, in textbooks, in wherever you want. As long as you make sure you put the Greta there, you can use it. So here we are at the sample of the stars. And then it will be sorted a little bit similar to this family portrait from Gaia. So yeah, it's sorted by luminosity, and then it will be sorted by color. So just a heads up, it will be worth keeping an eye out on the Gaia community webpage, so Gaia Cosmos, because we will have an additional nice creation inspired on this one coming out with the Data List 3. So there's some other resources. I'm just highlighting them here because you might not know of them. So there's actually an ESA online space teacher conference coming up 5 to 7 July 2022. And you can still register for that if you're interested. It's until 15th of June. Just Google it, you will find it. Then there's ESA education websites and ESA Kids websites. And also the Izero project has a lot of material on space missions, but not necessarily so much on Gaia. We actually have also this very nice, super small Gaia Lego model that you can create yourself. It's super small, which makes it very accessible to hand it out at conferences, for example. If you order the pieces, you can have kids, for example, build them at the stand or so and take it along with them, if you have the budget for that, of course. So the instructions for this Gaia Lego model, they're on the Gaia Cosmos page under the outreach material. And then I'll move on to the community resources. So we have, of course, the Gaia Cosmos website, which is the home to the scientific community from Gaia. There's the Gaia users website, where we put all the help information on and tutorials on how to use the data. And there's actually also a Gaia newsletter that people can subscribe to. This newsletter just gives you a compilation of all kinds of news that came out on the Gaia mission and on its upcoming releases since the last newsletter. So it's very irregular. It's just based on the amount of material information that we want to provide to you. And if that's piled up, we send out a newsletter.
1 minute.
Yeah, I'll try to move. I'll skip this one, and then I'll move to what is coming out for Gaia Data List 3. So it's just to give you some heads up. So there's already a draft data model that you can use already to prepare for the data release, and there will be an extensive data release documentation coming out with the data release, and a big set of papers, about 50 coming out. Some of these papers will contain tables with additional data, and these will be also highlighted on this page of the papers page. So have a look there on the data release day afterwards to see which kind of tables you might not know of yet. There's actually some software tools that have been put out. There's a Gaia XPY tool that has just been published that you can use to practice with the Gaia BPRP spectra. And there's also a sample of anonymized BPRP spectra from Gaia to make use of this tool. So have a look at it. More tools will come out on the release day. There's also a special page coming out on Gaia Data Release 3 auxiliary data. And this page will contain things like additional passbands for GRVS, but also information on extinction law, but also the solar analog spectrum used for the solar system or objects from Gaia, an exoplanet list, and much more. So please have a look at it after the data release so that you can find all the extra material we're putting out. Also have a look at the Gaia DR3 known issues. If we find new issues, we will post them here. Then there's a lot of tutorials and help coming out. Probably some of them will be put out before the release event, so keep tuned to the help pages as well. If you're wondering what's already visible for Gaia Data Release 3, if you want to have a sneak peek, you can have a look here at the Gaia DR3 previews. We're putting out them on a regular basis. There's a few on the pipeline coming out in the next few weeks, so keep tuned there as well. Here on the Gaia DR3 stories, you will find a selection of 20 stories on the data release day. I'm currently working on that with the consortium, and we will highlight here the whole big Gaia data release 3 and try to put some order in all these data sets here. And outreach from ESA Communications will be accessible from here. And also, as last, we have published the events page. So all kinds of events are organized throughout Europe for this data release. So have a look there. You can already see which countries are organizing things in which languages. So yeah, that's it, actually. So.
Okay, thank you. Very nice talk. We have time for one question. Anyone dare do a question to Tineke? There is a question online.
Yeah, if you can have all the material, also Gaiaverse. So of course, yeah, I can. I'm happy to share the slides.
Okay, if you share your slides, we will put them available on the page.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Let's move on to our next. There is a question here. Sorry, I don't see it.
You should activate the.
Okay. Who wants to activate the mic?
It's to stop.
There's a hand. So let me see. Whomever has their hand up, Histro.
Yes, maybe he can't talk. I'm not sure.
I think you can activate your mic or try.
Oh, the hand is gone.
There's no question. The hand is gone. We can move on. If you have a question, please write it in the chat, and Tineke, if you see it, and you can answer there,